Welcome back to your latest Chelsea news. Welcome back to Julius Blue TV. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the biggest article that David Ornstein dropped in. We have made an inquiries of signing Alejandro Garnacho and Jamie Bynoe-Gittens of Borussia Dortmund. This report has Fajol supported by Liquid because something big is potentially happening, that we want additional reforms on that left hand side. As you guys know, Modric is going to be hit, man. He's going to be hit by a burn. Before I tackle the conversation, I want to discuss Garnacho separately and Jamie separately, so I don't want to mix up the stories. So guys, if it's your first time on the channel, smash that like button and let's talk about it, man. Now is Enzo Maresca is our manager. He prefers to have traditional wingers. He wants to have wide athletes. He doesn't want to have these /10 wingers. We already have Kopama. He wants to have someone who's direct. And for me, as you guys saw this morning in Enzo Maresca's press conference, he shot some shots at the directors about Trevor Chalobah. You guys saw all that. I don't want to go into that. But let's talk about Garnacho, man. You guys know Alejandro Garnacho is the type of player who makes people talk about him, man. He's controversial. Some people like him, some people don't like him. He's young and he has had some minutes into his belt. We have seen him at Manchester United. Can he be another winger we can add on our team so we can add more reforms on this team, man? Before I continue on, man, I want to say this, man. I know some of you guys may not be impressed by Garnacho, but I hear you guys. I hear you, man. But is he the type of player like I'll be going for? No, I don't think so, man. Garnacho, for me, in my opinion, if I'm describing him, I'll say he's an average player. He can become good, but the way he treats himself, the way he walks, I don't think so, man. But the sake of this conversation, I have to give you the news, what the news is saying, not about my own opinion. I have to do right by the conversation and the stories, but not involving my own feelings, man. So let's tackle the story now. Before I clarify things, let's start with Alejandro Garnacho, man. What the hell is going on? As you guys know, Manchester United has recently rejected a 40 million bid from Napoli. They're only holding up for 50 and over. Do you really think this club is gonna go and pay about 60 million? Are they trying to get a payback for Mason Mount, man? I don't get it. But I think like reality is starting to hit us, man. We cannot be targeting these established players, because you guys know established player comes with established wages. That's why Victor Osimhen never came at the end of the summer window. That's because we could never certify his wages. That's why we did not get him. And for me, I want to sit here, man. I want to say, man, the reason why Alejandro Garnacho is an interesting character is for a few things. He signed his contract extension. He took it to 2028. However, there was not a big pay rise. So his next move may be potential that makes him like financially stable. So I think for me, if we splash this money on him and can bring him, what can he offer? I'm gonna tell you guys, I don't really have Garnacho. It's just his in product, man. This guy needs to grow. He needs to be developed. That's all I can say, man. Because he knows how to shoot. He knows how to take on his man. He's not afraid to do these things. And that's one of the things I love about him. On the other side, we need someone who has potential already. If that was my own opinion, I need someone with potential who can come in and already helping us to score goals and even put us in top 4. Because we've been struggling with goals, man. And for me, I don't think Garnacho is going to be the answer. But I think Garnacho has decisive. That's the game he plays, man. But before I show you guys, there is some interesting things, man. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, man. As you guys know, since Ruben came in, he's been struggling with the minutes under him, because he's been on the wide and Ruben has been using Amad Diallo the most, and he's been using him as a left winger, as a wing back. And like you guys even saw him yesterday, he scored a hat-trick. And this guy, man, he's a good player, man. But for me, if you ask me who's the player I will take at Manchester United, I will take Amad Diallo. For me, I think he will be my first option. That's what I think I'll bring. I don't think Garnacho, he's the kind of player I'll bring here. But he's another player who you can bring. I think he can become good. If you were being real, man, if you're being real, he can become good, but at this moment, his future ability to become a top class, even a world class. That's why I'm trying to use the ABU ref, so to show you guys, because I think right now he's ranked as the 98th on total shots. That means he like to affect the games. That means he wants to take on his man. That means he wants to shoot more. He's not afraid to do that. But one thing I want to say, man, Garnacho is intelligent. He's always, every time you see him, right, his goals, he's always at the end of them. He's always trying to score goals. As you guys remember him, like last season for us, he came at Stamford Bridge and he scored 2 goals on disaster, man. That was horrible, man. But that's his game. As this season, he has 31 appearances and 8 goals and 5 assists. As you're 19 years old, not bad. Last season, he had 50 appearances and 10 goals. That was not bad, man, as an 18-year-old last season. He has an upside in the future. As we need, for me, I'm saying this, man, we need someone established, someone who have done it. And for me, Alejandro Garnacho, I think he need confidence. He has confidence himself. One thing I was even struggling, man, I saw some people talk about this deal, and Alejandro was just saying it's just an inquiry. No one have said he's gonna be him. But let's start with Alejandro Garnacho's story. Let's talk about now Bynoe-Gittens, man. This guy, this is the player. Definitely, he's been accelerating in the Bundesliga. This is the player I've been saying I want. He's one of the Europe top 6 in the league right now, and this graph shows the balance that his high volume of dribbles right now. We're seeing like most of these dribbles lead to shots, the shot created. So he does not take on his man for the sake of that. He taking for a purpose. He has an end product. There's an action that comes at the end, and some people they may not understand, man. One thing, there's only 6 players in top 6 leagues of Europe who are ahead of him. Other players ahead of him is Cunha of Wolves, Omar Mamusha, who in the Man City, and Mbeumo and Chris Wood of Nottingham Forest. These are the only players ahead of him who they rank higher ahead of him, but he's the father youngest, man. And for me, if you ask me, this is the player I want to have. This is the players I can see the abilities. I can see he has a higher ceiling to go to in the future. And it's very, very difficult for the Dortmund, because right now Dortmund are sitting 10th in the league, man. That means they're doing bad. So to get this player from Dortmund, I don't think it's going to be easy. I think his dribbles have been so key to Dortmund, because that midfield are not been really finding the attacks, and he's been the guy who can take Ozyman and get at the end of this one, man. And for me, there's an outstart at league at the end, and there's no surprise that teams have been double marking him, man. It's the fact that it's already happening. It shows you there is a high class potential in the future for him. If you're there to pick or to go for Gibbons or to go for Garnacho, I think in 2025 I'll go for him. I think for me, he has his deal until 2028 as well, and for me, I don't think Dortmund are gonna let him go, because making even an inquiry, if you make an inquiry of getting him, you gotta make the inquiry of getting him, because you know they're not gonna happen, man. Yeah, guys, he's a very, very exciting talent upcoming, very, very one of the top wingers in Europe. Yeah, my guys, I think that's enough. So I don't know what you guys expect, but on Alejandro Garnacho and Bynoe-Gittens of the Borussia Dortmund, they are good players, man. They have a good potential of becoming very, very good player. If out of these 2 players, if you ask me who is an outside one, I'll go for outside. For me, I'll go for Mohamed Kudus of West Ham. I think this is the player I'll go for, man. Mohamed Kudus, for me, man, his raw, his talent, he is the player I would like to get. I think Bynoe-Gittens, he's a wonder kid, he's a good player, and you guys know, man, we're getting Astapher William next season. I don't think we should be signing so many wingers, man. I think we should stop here. And for me, the only players I will sign in this January transfer window will be for me would be Victor Osimhen, or I'll even go for Gilchrist at Sporting Lisbon. So guys, let me know in the comment down below on Garnacho. What are your thoughts? But let's talk now on Cesare Casadei, man. This article dropped in just 2 hours ago and says that Turok, like this club now, they are in London now, and they are coming to meet up with Chelsea, so to discuss the further action how will take on Cesare Casadei. And he says this one, man. This is what I've been saying, man. Cesare Casadei is gonna go anytime soon, and he says 10 million to get they'll offer like 9.5 plus 40% sell-on clause if they end up selling him in the future. And I said this, man. I said this over and over, man. Some of the Chelsea fans, they would expect all these young players to stay here. Some of these young players are here to make money, to help the club to make money. That's all I say, man. Cesare Casadei, he's a good player. He has an higher ceiling to become a really good player, but I cannot bet my money on keeping Cesare Casadei, because there's a lot of good players out there, man. There's a lot of good players that can go and sign him. And this is what I've been saying, man. Players like Ugo Chukwu, Andre Santos, he's not going to be here a long time. He's not going to fit in with these other players, because these other players are better than him, man. And I've been even saying in the club, man. So as you guys know, tomorrow, we don't going to have as Maresca said like in the press conference, and he says that Cole Palmer is going to be out, and even Lavia, because he has a muscle fatigue. I can understand that, because he just came from an injury. So playing his first game, I think he played like 45 minutes, so he may have the muscle fatigue. But and another guy, he said it was Levi Colwill, is potentially going to be out. I think he got a knock in the last game against Bournemouth as well. But for me, it's not looking good, man. Cole Palmer is going to be out, and Levi Colwill, man. I think for me, if you really ask me, Levi Colwill is our best defender in this moment of the time, man. No one else, because Wesley is not here. And good thing like Trevor just came back. Maybe we can get that experience from the back, and he can learn from him. But he's looking so worried, man. He's looking so worried on this one, man. I don't know what you guys thought on this one, but let me know in the comment down below. What are your thoughts? I am Julius Blue TV. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, man. It means a lot to the channel. It means a lot to me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And take care of yourself, and God bless you.